jump into this next one here. So Westside Gunn and Doechii blend the culture for good. So there's a video that we have of French professor and music critic Professor Skye, and he's talking about Westside Gunn and Doechii's Egypt remix and its effect on hip hop. So let's look at the clip and got a couple questions.
Amazing brilliance of Westside Gunn is right there. And that's what's represented by this song getting the shine. And then the rising, improving mainstream. Mainstream rap is improving because of the beef. And we see that in Doechii. She didn't improve the mainstream. The fact that she's mainstream shows that. And it's this wonderful mixing of these things. Maybe for some people who are reminded of the greatness of hip hop, who perhaps forgot after the Drake era, like Doechii fans, like super Doechii. They are maybe put on game. They are maybe made aware. Maybe they sort of knew Westside Gunn. They saw the SpongeBob meme. They sort of knew that he said, do. They might say, that's not for me. That's not for me. I'm not interested in that crack stuff. She is telling them, hey, listen, if you like me, you gotta like this. And at the same time, Westside Gunn is doing that for Doechii. He's saying she's real. He's saying she gets it. She gets it so much that she comes into his sandbox and she plays his game. So it's this amazing cosign of each other that helps to build and make hip hop stronger and make rap music stronger, helps give more shine to engaging hip hop.
So first and foremost, this remix is fire. Mm-hmm. In my personal opinion, I think she went off. I don't know what y'all think. I think she
it's
went
good.
off.
It was, I mean, it was okay. I didn't really like the beat too much. It was straight. It was straight though.
But her performance,
yeah,
though?
I think they did fine.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I thought she went off. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But a question I would pose is, how powerful can this collaboration truly be for hip hop? What are the ramifications of this?
I mean, it's already over though, right? It's already over.
I'm talking about them like coming together, because I think he's talking about them being together and bringing like two worlds together, because Westside Gunn is everywhere, Griselda's everywhere, but I wouldn't call them, would you call them mainstream?
Certainly not. If you know them, you know them, but it's not like you've ever, unless you like Jimmy Fallon, well, you know, because he gives shine to this, and I think a lot of that comes from Questlove.
There you go.
There you go. But other than that, you know, you're just not seeing Westside Gunn in a Doritos commercial. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing against Doritos. That just happened to be at the top of my mind because we talked about it in the pre-show. But
yeah,
everyone in Griselda, if you're a fan of them, you're a fan of them. But like, it's hard to tell people about Griselda who don't already know.
So let me try it this way then. Could you see Griselda fans and Doechii fans forming or coming together, appreciating both sides?
I think there's already a Venn diagram there that is that crosses over a lot more than, you know, maybe some people who are listening to us now think.
Right.
The point that he made earlier is something that I think is very valuable as far as like what is considered mainstream changing.
Yeah.
And there being, because maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whenever the height of Megan Thee Stallion was, maybe Doechii works, but maybe she doesn't. You know, because sometimes it's just not time for someone who is immensely talented to make their mark, especially when they do the music that they want to do. The mainstream is, like I said, when you see how well and how embraced a Tyler the Creator is in mainstream, when you see how, you know, GNX didn't just come out and be like, okay, we listened to that for a little while, got a couple songs we like, shout out to Kendrick, and it went away. We're talking about more than 6 months later, and, you know, the music is still at the top of the charts. You know, beating everything that's supposed to be mainstream, not even on a hip hop level, but it's keeping the Sabrina Carpenters and the Chappell Roans and the Shabuzis out of the #1 spot. So this is mainstream hip hop where honestly the vibe of it isn't what we think of as mainstream hip hop. And now maybe we need to change those parameters as far as what we think. Okay, this is going to work just because it has this sound.
I like that. What do you think about the capabilities, Lone, of this collab? Is it pretty much over just because it was the remix and she killed it? Or do you see anything else that comes from it? Because, you know, he really sounded like there's a lot of things going on here with this collaboration.
I think outside of it just being a cool collaboration between two artists that maybe you wouldn't really think that would collaborate.
Right.
There's not really much there for me. I mean, like, Doechii isn't really mainstream, you know, like Westside Gunn isn't really mainstream, even though like they were on Shady and she's on TDE, and she won a Grammy, or she was nominated, right?
No, she won.
She won. Yeah,
Okay,
she won.
still, but like, I don't know. I don't really see it as super powerful or anything.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm kind of with you on this because we're literally talking about two niche forms of hip hop when we talk about Doechii and we talk about Westside Gunn and the whole Griselda movement. I don't really see this being this big crossover to where these two niches are going to marry and bring in new fandom, so to speak. I just think it's something cool that happened. These are things that happen all the time musically when you blend even one genre with the other genre. It doesn't create this big windfall of new fans. It's like that song was really nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it creates a good song, a good moment, and it stops there, I think. I don't really think it's going to bring anything spectacular or anything like that from a fan point of view.
I forget who said it too, but like it's not like maybe it was Jay that said it. These two fan bases aren't that far apart.
Yeah.
Especially when you talk about the fact that the producer in between that works with a lot of both camps, which has worked with. Well, I mean, Alchemist literally produced Meet the Grahams.
Yeah.
People that like Doechii when she raps are the same people that are going to be Westside Gunn fans.
I didn't think, I'll be honest, I did not take that into consideration, the fan base, how the proximity. I didn't take that in consideration until, just listening to you all speak, and I could see that. I could see people, that like Griselda appreciating her as a rapper.
I mean, I think all
MC.
of us at this table.
That's what I was about to say.
I mean,
We've had
we
conversations
followed,
about both of these artists separately. Now we're just having a conversation about them together as a collective.
That's a good point.
I just think somebody that appreciates music and kind of knows music, has an ear for certain things, are going to naturally already probably listen to both of them
and appreciate them for each individual thing. So I think so
it's just more of a dope moment.
I think it's a cool moment. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from what Skye's saying. Like, I think it's a dope moment, but I just don't think it has as much. We've seen stuff like this happen all the time. You know what I mean? Another thing that I don't know if he mentioned in this clip, but he actually mentioned in his video was about the thing related to Doechii being an industry plant. Have you guys heard that?
I've been hearing that.
I've heard that.
I think Aiden Ross said something about that.
Yeah.
Fantano talked about why all the Doechii hate now. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't
buy into that.
Like,
I don't buy into
it's
that.
like, have you heard her? Like, she's talented. Like, it's
usually
about
when
her.
anybody catches wind, anybody that starts getting popular is automatically an industry plant. They were saying the same thing about Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow has pretty much fell off the face of the earth musically.
No, I won't say that.
So, what has he done?
I've Hello, Miss Johnson. Like that's
that one.
Yeah. But do you know
with Doja Cat?
No, that's not. That's him by himself. If I was gonna say somebody was an industry plant, I'd say okay, and this might come off as hate.
That's a different one.
Tommy Richmond. Because he came and went and even tried to do the same, like, let's hurry up and do a hood collab with Sexy Red, and people were like,
are there any certified actual industry plants?
I just think there's something that comes with.
I feel like it's just this massive conspiracy theory that everybody talks about that it doesn't exist. Like, it's not a thing.
Like, he might just be a one-hit wonder. That doesn't mean industry
exactly.
plant.
I don't know. To me, it seems like there's always something that comes with a person that is given that title. I don't know if they expedite how fast they rise. Maybe that's a part of it.
It has a lot to do with it as far as catching the lightning in a bottle effect that happened. It seems like it happened overnight.
Right.
So you're automatically in the industry plant that they decided to give you this opportunity. On you. I don't see that, man.
And it's just a lot of times it's just fans or non-fans or people that just don't get it. That's just like,
But also,
because it shouldn't be popular.
Because Jack Harlow, a friend of mine a coworker put me on to Jack Harlow, early Jack Harlow. And the early Jack Harlow is not the Jack Harlow that blew up.
Right.
If you go back and listen to some of his early stuff, there are elements of it in there, but he doesn't sound like that person. He definitely changed. Now, if you want to put that in some type of plant conversation, I don't know, but he definitely changed to get to.
He changed his sound to a more industry friendly style. That's pretty much all he did. That doesn't qualify him as a plant.
I mean, if you take him changing plus I'm trying to make an equation here. If you take him changing his trajectory in terms of his music, and you throw in how fast it happened, the rise was, I think that's where people start to.
Well, it really didn't happen that fast. So what happened was actually he had got a cosign by P. Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
Had co-signed him on something. He had dropped a song, and he really rocked with the song, and he kind of posted it and blah blah blah, and that kind of helped him, so to speak. I mean, that happens with artists. Mm-hmm. Somebody famous, popular, decides that we like this cat, and we're gonna kind of help push him. But he was also signed to what's his name? Drama. I want to say DJ Drama was his manager. Some kind of situation at some point.
I think you might be right on that. I'd have to look it up, but I think you might be right.
But think about how long Doechii had been making music.
Yeah,
and
that part.
But now she switched her sound.
Well, yeah, when she
to
stopped,
a more authentic version of herself versus chasing the industry sound that was popular.
Exactly.
Good point.
So if they were going to put the industry plan on her, put it on her when like she's doing what everybody else is doing.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, the same. Look, it's kind of weird. Remember, I thought the Doja Cat thing was a complete joke when the I'm a Cow song came out, and then come to find out she's been signed to in the major label system for a minute. She's got a couple projects out. You know, this was just the almost troll job that made her somebody that we all knew.
Yeah.
And then but after that, she just kept moving. You know, and it's to where like she wound up at the Grammys.
Early 90s acts, like a Milli Vanilli, that's an industry plant. They literally use somebody else's voice and put these two people in front of you as the picture of the group or the sound. That's an industry plant.
Black box, stuff like that.
CNC Music Factory. All that ran prevalent in the 90s. And honestly, I can't even put it on the 90s because the same guy that, you know, did the Milli Vanilli, he did, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the group, but they had the song Daddy Cool and back in the 70s. And he did this, Milli Vanilli was the second time that guy did that. There's always been this kind of trickery, if you will. First of all, nobody in a record company believes in your talent. I know some of you that it hurts to hear, but nobody believes in they believe in, they can exploit your metrics, but nobody believes in your talent anymore.
It's not about that.
So please.
Talent don't matter.
It doesn't.
At all.
I mean, talent is the baseline.
Yeah.
It's like everybody walks up to the line because they have talent, and then it's everything else after that.
I don't even think everybody walks up to the line and has talent. I think a lot of them walk up and they have a metric. That, and when we talk about LeAngelo Ball, we're not talking about somebody who would be in the booth at Rap City, the basement, but we are talking about somebody that has metrics record company can exploit.
Yeah,
and the labels are looking at that way before you get to his point about the starting line. It's that first out the gate.
Yeah,
that's true. If you're talented, it's like icing on the cake at this point.
Yeah, it's just another metric.
Yeah, metric. Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah,
cool.
Well, yeah. Shout out to Doechii though. She's dope. We've been rocking with Doechii for a while now.